a very leading Urdu daily. As I told you, he is a social activist and a philanthropist also. Several philanthropy works they are involved. So he'll be discussing about how the media is getting corporatized, how the media is working today. So I request Mr. Zaheeruddin Ali Khan to take the floor.
I am fortunate to be here in 9th AIDSO session. I think let me start on a lighter note. One of my predecessors said Anil Ambani is now in the education committee. You won't believe Anil Ambani has 3 qualifications. He is born to Dhirubhai Ambani. He is married to Tina Ambani. And he studied in Stanford. But 10 years back, there was a presentation in Harvard which said the crony business failing in India, and it was on Mukesh Ambani. He has made, I think, 3 lakh crores of losses to his companies, but still government is trying to nominate him in an education board because he's a big businessman. And he gets a raffle deal for 32,000 crores. That's the great of Indian democracy. I'm so happy, Ram Punjani Saab, I have so much respect for him. 10, 12 years back, I don't remember exact, I think 2007 or 8. He coined the idea of word Hindu terrorism network. When there was a blast in RSS office in Nagpur, he was the first one to go there and do this theory. There's a Bhosle military school where this terror training has been given by army people and others. I salute him for that. Why education is falling? You know, I was invited by IIT Madras 1.5 years back, and the discussion was on ISIS growth in Indian subcontinent. I was so much amused. Where is ISIS in Indian subcontinent, and what is Madras IIT doing on seminar on ISIS growth? When I went there, the first presentation was by ex-DGP Tamil Nadu and a Deputy Speaker of the Assembly. I'll just take 2-3 minutes. How media is branding, how branding is taking place all over the globe. First slide he gives, this says eastern coast of India, so many kilometers. It is open to Huji and Harkatul Jihad. He didn't even know Huji and Harkatul Jihad. Huji is the short form and Harkatul Jihad is the full form of same organization. He says there are 2 organizations which are very active. The whole boundary line of East India is unmanned. And a lot of people are coming from Bangladesh and all. Then he comes and gives a presentation of Indian Ocean and points out to an island called Maldives, which is not even, I think, 2 lakh population, and says there's a Wahhabism is landing from Maldives into Ramantapuram and Mallapuram. Mallapuram is a Muslim-dominated district which is 100% literacy. But look at how they are branding. The third slide he gives is of Arabian Sea and says this sea is open for the last 1400 years. He meant to say that ISIS or Muslims are coming from Arabian Sea, from Arab lands for the last 14 years. This is what branding is taking place. In premier institution like IIT. Why I went to IIT is, well, when I went there, I asked the person who was presiding, you please give me a chance at the last, because first presentation was so shocking. Said, let me at least reply. What is happening for the last 30, 35 years or 50 years, not exactly 35 years, what is happening? Arab countries were barren with desert. Nothing was there. But today, Arab countries have got 300 trillion worth of oil and natural gas reserves underneath their desert. So the whole Arab countries have now become a flashpoint to capture. Look at what India was 1000 years ago or 800 years ago. India was the most fertile land. That's why a lot of people from Aryans to Arabs and everyone, they came to India. For what? To loot its wealth. But what is happening now? Look at Syria, look at Iraq, look at Afghanistan. They have 300 trillions of resources underneath them, and everyone wants to go and capture that oil, the black gold. You know how the world is reacting. They are branding Islam as a terrorist religion because the media is controlled by Jewish and Western lobbies who just want to say that this is evil on this earth. The same thing is happening with Indian media. You know who is controlling in Indian media? During emergency period, there were 3 or 4 newspapers, statesmen, the great Goenka, Irani of statesmen, and Telegraph, and 2-3 institutions fought emergency. But who is fighting emergency today? Who is fighting undeclared emergency during Modi rule? What Modi has done in the last 6 years, it's an economic failure. I am very much satisfied, I am very much confident the education policy will also be another failure of his. Both GST, demonetization, everything proved failure. But one branding they are doing is for the last 5 years, 6 years is demonizing the Muslim. The whole media is supporting. Today, Mukesh Ambani owns, I think, 250 plus channels in this country. They have bought over Enadu, Hyderabad ka channel. Let me speak, there are a lot of people from North India also in Hindi and English. Enadu TV pura kharid liye 14 channels. He runs 256 channels and he wants to start another 2000 channels. Plans are there. For what? He is going to start around 40 to 50 channels just targeting Muslim audience. Why there's so much money coming to? Just to brand this media. You won't believe it. Someone I met in NDTV, he said, I don't know when NDTV will be taken over. There's only one channel which is fighting. Why? I asked him why, what is the reason why I am so confident. Mukesh Ambani has already funded 300 crore rupees to Mukesh Ambani, NDTV, Pranay Roy. Anytime that can be taken over. There's not a single sane voice in this country. But among all this pessimism, one very bright spot is you people. I am very confident about young generation. I am, there's a saying in Arabic, Makar wa makar Allahu wallahu khairul makin. Whatever you do, there's someone who is bigger than you who will take care of you. The whole media, global media has been captured, not only in India, all over the world. But this social media is the biggest weapon for the downtrodden, for the first generation people like you. You are all youngsters. I am so confident that, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is also now, Twitter is there. You can put your point of view. There was a time when someone wants to express his views, he used to take on a white slip, go to a newspaper editor, beg him to print it. But if he likes it, he will print. If he doesn't like it, he will never print. But today, you have a social media where you can show your views very openly. Why everyone is afraid? I was just talking to Professor. The BJP government appointed 340,000 professors and in higher education institution in the last 6 years. The postgraduate and other scholarships in 2014 it was 38 lakhs and now it has come down to 12 lakhs. What is the reason they want to curtail this scholarship for higher education? The one and only reason is they don't want Kanhaiya Kumar to come up. They don't want Rohit Milla to come up because they are afraid of you. They are afraid of your majority, silent majority. And I am very confident this silent majority, there must be around 2,000 plus students here. And I'll just give you one numeric equation. Each of you can open a WhatsApp group. If 2,000 students open a WhatsApp group of each 256, it will have an impact on 5 lakh people. If you start using WhatsApp groups and sharing your voice, you can go to 5 lakh people every day. And a day is not far when you can raise issues of your interest and the whole country will listen to you. Why so much money is pumped into defeating Kanhaiya? I have gone there, I stayed there for 5 days. I was shocked. The audacity, the challenges he's facing, I am sure all of you are facing. I'm proud that Ram Punyani has mentioned about Fatima. Look at, I went to our IIT Madras 1.5 years back. The same premises, the same campus, one girl commits suicide because she's not able to bear sparks from her teachers and comments from her teachers. I am very confident this is just a passing phase. It may be 5-10 years of government fascism, but I am very confident. For an individual life, 5-10 years is very important. But for a country's life, 5-10 years is of zero value. And India is a huge history of secularism, huge history of social integration. I always think that life of a terrorism is very short. Unless there's a fueling going on, unless there's an oil going on. Why there's a terrorism in Arab countries for lasting for 30-40 years is there's someone who is funding that organizations. People talk. I was invited by USA government and Canadian, Australian government 3 months back. They wanted to de-radicalize the Muslim community. When I gave the presentation, I said, Osama bin Laden is the stepchild of Western interest. ISIS is a stepchild of Western interest. And they were shocked. They said, please don't discuss about all these things. When you have laid the foundation of all this terror organization, and when they have outgrown you, you want to dismantle them. It's a right foundation will always bring a right result. A bad foundation will always bring a bad result. I think this is what's happening to all Western countries, and I am very confident Government of India should learn lessons. The Modi government should learn lessons from what happens in Western countries. The Muslims in India have been very silent for the last 5-7 years, except their religious and political leadership, who should be blamed for raising irrelevant issues which is not of the concern of the community. And they are responsible for the Hindutva coming to power. I am not fully, but they are partially responsible. I hope the senior elements will come up in the community, take up the both religious as well as political leadership, and see that India comes up economically very well. You know, in the next 15, 20 years, 30 years, India can overtake China, India can overtake America. We have youth power. 35% of, 65% of our population will be youth. In 2029, India's average age of Indian will be 29 years, whereas average age of Chinese will be 39 years. Chinese will be 10 years older to us. So we have a youth population. This population not only will capture India, will capture the whole world. I am very confident. And another thing I'll tell you, एक उर्दू का शेर बोलता हूँ, मोहब्बत फाते आलम है, means love can conquer the world, not hatred. Thank you very much.